British playwright, literary and social critic, and one of the 20th century's major poets. Our young inventors have risked all it takes to go far, and the result has paid off. They have really gone far, as you will see later on in the program. This is Young Inventors, a production of the NTA Educational Television. Hello, welcome to another exciting half hour of our creative program, Young Inventors. As usual, we have a bumper edition for you. First, we'll be taking you to Awka, Anambra State, Light of the Nation, where Ubaka Chukwuebuka Patrick and Atikpo Chukwuebuka Patrick both have a project in the senior science category. Our second and third projects are from Makurdi, Benue State, Food Basket of the Nation. Buga Joshua Morris has a project in the senior arts category, while Shango Charles and Damsa Jude both have a project in the junior arts category. Anambra and Benue states are in focus today, so let's get to know more about their landmarks. First is Anambra State.
This is also a grease remover produced by this machine using banana peels and plantain peels also.
Innovation, creativity, young inventors providing technological solutions.
It's time to unveil our first project. Ubaka and Atikpo Chukwuebuka Patrick are both representing ACE Invention Academy, Awka, Anambra State, with a project titled A Biodegradable Machine C2. This project is basically to promote the use of locally sourced materials around us into creating mind-blowing things such as the production of plastics, soaps, and fertilizers from banana and plantain peels instead of using fossil fuels and chemicals in the production.
This biodegradable machine is a machine that produces plastics, soaps, and fertilizer using banana peels and plantain peels also. This is the main chamber of the machine where all the works and processes are being carried on. And here is the adaptable box. That's the engine of the machine. And here is the mixer where the eggshell and banana peels are being mixed to process organic fertilizer, which is very good for the soil. And here is the water chamber, that's the water tank, which gives water to this chamber. This chamber is a chamber that seals the dirt from the ashes from the banana peels. And down here also is a chamber that incinerates the banana peels in producing what we call potassium hydroxide. This is a liquid soap produced by this machine, and also this is also a grease remover produced by this machine using banana peels and plantain peels also. Down here is a kind of plastic produced using cornstarch and glycerin. It is actually good, and we're working on its resistance and impermeability in order to firm up and for the plastic to contain liquids. Here also is the eggshell. That's a pulverized eggshell, which is being poured into the mixer. And also, this is a pulverized banana and plantain peels also. You can see it is pulverized. Here is the mixer. Its work here is to mix both the plantain or banana peels plus the eggshell, that's poultry waste. This fertilizer now contains calcium, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, and sulfur. That are 5 macronutrients elements which the soil actually needs to thrive. And here, it is actually good reason because it has all the necessary elements and it is quite pulverized. The reason why we made it to be pulverized is for the surface area of the fertilizer to increase, as such that the microbes in the soil can act on it fast for the process of fertility of the soil in a way to go quick. So actually, this fertilizer now is as good as, it is even more than good compared to the ones produced in the market, both international and local market. I think that if the government should improve on this banana peels, eggshell and eggshell fertilizer, that it will go a long way for the farmers and other producers in Nigeria. As you can see, we are now a producer of fertilizer. Here, we actually mix we actually filter the ashes in order to remove impurities from the soil. And here, this is what we get. And we introduce it to this chamber. It's already foaming. Please, look here. So that this is the stirrer. It will now stir it until it is in emulsion form. And after that, your end product will be this. If the government should implement this now, you see that it will help our citizens, mostly the youth. Why? Because this machine now, actually, it eases so many things, stress to the barest minimum in terms of making local soaps, or maybe I should call it local soap. And also, you can see, since the coming of chemicals, people in our locality now avoided making this soap because of the stress it gives. But since this machine now is being invented, I think that it reduces the stress to the barest minimum. whereby also promoting youth into being producers of themselves. And also this machine also is going to improve the economy.
What a way to inspire the citizens, farmers, and our youths to promote an already abandoned sector back to life in order to promote our economy. Thanks for the extra touch, Ubaka and Atikbo. Who did what comes up in just a moment.
This week on Who Did What?
Architect, inventor John W. Ames built his wife the world's first kitchen garbage disposer in 1927. He applied for a patent in 1933 that was issued in 1935. After 10 years of design improvement, Ames went into business selling his appliance to the public. Ames was not an inventor by trade, which makes his invention's fame even more remarkable. John Ames and his two sons established his company, a manufacturing company which they started out in a small shop which produced 52 units the first year. His company faced numerous obstacles during his lifetime. He had to cope with governmental bans, World War II, and lack of funding. However, Ames set very high standards for quality of service and products. His company is now owned by Emerson, a leading garbage disposal manufacturer worldwide.
Instead of taking the people to the gallery, we bring the gallery to the people.
This is a decorative artwork on Nigeria, created with used straw, which is around us.
Innovation, creativity, young inventors providing technological solutions.
Makurdi, Benue State is our next stop. Buga Joshua Morris is representing Mount St. Gabriel Secondary School, Makurdi, Benue State. His project is titled A Model Government House and Environs as a Center of Culture and Tourism. The project is to boost tourism and improve patronage with museums and art galleries.
Now, if you look around, most of our public structures lack artworks. Why? Because they are being displayed. They are being displayed in galleries which are not visited by every citizen of the country. Now, if you look at when we decide to bring the gallery, when instead of taking the people to the gallery, we bring the gallery to the people. Now, by displaying these artworks on our government house, on our walls, using rocks, monuments, murals, and other artificial artworks, when we place them here, when dignitaries from other countries come to visit our country, after the first place they come to is our government house. And once they are done with their meeting, they decide to go around and have a tour around our government house, which they will tend to appreciate our artworks and then look into it by buying them, which will serve as source of income. Apart from that, the emphasis are not laid only on the government house, but on public structures such as banks, schools, and universities. When we decide to display the histories of students or very important figures that have made names on the walls or the surroundings of that particular structure, we tend to create history for them, for people who don't know, who come to, let me say, they come to only look at, and then it attracts them. And for that, now it improves art, and then it develops it in one way or the other. So with this project of mine, I believe that if the government now should engage in this will not only serve just as an artwork, but trying to bring out what mostly are kept in the gallery, because fashion these days is growing rapidly. If these artworks are taken to the galleries are not visited every day by the citizens. So now the fashion is upgrading. So then these artworks are kept there. But when we decide to bring these artworks and when we decide to bring these artworks and display it on our public structures, there's tourism day by day, and income is generated, and then cost is saved. For students who want to go for excursion, you don't need to go to distant places for excursion, because your buildings around are being displayed with your art and cultural work. So I believe that if Nigeria should look into this, there will be more of artworks in the country, and there will be more of artists competing within themselves, because they want their artworks to be seen and appreciated everywhere they go. It took me a week to set up this project, because most of the items we need to buy, some they are not available for the particular times. But that's only for the plywood and the straw board, because this tree right here is made with paper starch, and these are stones, are rocks. Then I use translucent sheets for my windows, because there's a battery here connected, and when you on the light, the windows here are translucent, so the light is visible outside. Then other buildings are just straw board, which I used in creating them.
Also from Makurdi comes the tag team of Shango Charles and Damsa Jude, representing Unique Nursery and Primary School, Makurdi, Benue State. Their project is titled Recycling. This project makes use of used straw on board. It is to promote tourism through exhibitions, thereby increasing local and international patronage through creation of functional and decorative artworks from waste materials.
The title of my work is Recycling. Artworks are made from functional and decorative pieces. This is a decorative artwork on Nigeria, created with used straw, which is around us. The use of straw as waste material here is to create beauty and to show beauty in Nigeria through this decorative artwork showing the Nigerian state and her rivers. The use of recycling materials here is also to remove waste from our environment and to generate income from what people see as useless. This work also shows that there is beauty in Nigeria, and recycling is necessary to move the country out of recession through the reuse of waste materials like metal, plastic, and so on.
This work can generate income to artists like me, whose work can promote local and international patronage, thereby promoting tourism and wealth creation for the nation. And artists can gain money when tourists from other countries come and buy the work. We did this as an example of recycling, and it is addressing Nigeria and encouraging Nigeria in recycling.
In my environment, I saw these straws littered. So nobody ever thought beauty can be made out of this. So I picked them, washed them, cut them into little pieces, and made the Nigerian map, which now looks like.
In future, I want to become an artist.
In future, I also want to become an artist.
Those were brilliant projects. Using our monuments to promote culture and tourism, plus creation of beauty out of waste, pure exhibition of wealth creation. Well done, Joshua, Charles, and Jude. I can bet you've been waiting for our next segment. Yes, you're right. It's the Do-It-Yourself segment. What's in store for you today? Join me. Let's find out together.
So you received a file or attachment on your email, but your computer can't seem to open the file. The sender of the email says he can open the file on his computer, but you can't seem to get it done on your PC. Here are tips to help open a file that cannot be opened on your system. 1. Ensure the file was downloaded properly, as an incomplete file cannot be recognized on the computer. For the avoidance of doubt, request the attachment be sent again to you, and you also download the file again on your system. 2. Get the right software to open your file. Some files need special programs, and unless you have these programs installed on your PC, you cannot open the file. To get the right program installed, right-click on the file and select Properties to see the file type. When you know the file type, go online to find a suitable program and install it on your PC. If these guys don't work, try using another system to open the file, as there may be a problem on your previous computer. Now you can do it yourself.
Now, that's all for Do It Yourself. I'm sure you found that quite useful. How about putting into practice what you've just learned? You know, we learn every day, and it's never too late to learn. It's time for Tech News. That has brought us to the end of our program for today. Here's hoping we made your day. Do keep a date with us, same time, same station, next week. Talking about next week, we have a sneak peek of what we have lined up for you. Take a look.
The materials I use, one is aluminum zinc, rubber, round rubber, rubber pipe, nails.
The bulb for the electricity is going to on. So this also works as the other bulb. When the temperature rises above 40 degrees Celsius, it is going to off. And then this other fan will start blowing in order to cool it.
First, we sketch the ostrich on a plywood, then use different colors of bottle tops and place it one after another. Then use varnish for the finishing.
You can't afford to miss that. Until then, thank you for watching. God bless our young inventors. God bless Nigeria. I am Treasure Obasi. Catch me here next week. Bye.
The West African Currency Board was responsible for issuing currency notes in Nigeria from 1912 to 1959. Prior to its establishment, Nigeria had used various forms of money, including cowries and manillas.
Here we have trade beads brought in by the Europeans when they first came into our shores to trade. And that's the original gin bottle also used in exchange of slaves. By the time the central bank was fully in operations, on 1st of July 1959, we started issuing the Nigerian pounds. As you can see, they all have different colors, shapes, and sizes. Further down, we have the 1968 currencies, which were printed in the Biafran region during the Civil War.
On 1st July 1959, the Central Bank of Nigeria issued the Nigerian currency notes and coins, while the West African Currency Board notes and coins were withdrawn. It was not until 1st July 1962 that legal tender status was changed to reflect the country's new status having gained independence. In 1967, the Nigerian pound note was introduced. It could buy 500 cups of gari. The notes were again changed in 1968 as a war strategy following the misuse of the country's currency notes. The change that took place in January 1973 was a major one, and this involved both currency notes and coins. The 20 naira banknote became the first currency note in Nigeria. On July 1979, new currency notes of 3 denominations, 1 naira, 5 naira, and 10 naira, were introduced with distinctive colors. In 1991, both the 50 kobo and 1 naira notes were coined. Expansion in economic activities and to facilitate an efficient payment system, the 100 naira was introduced in December 1999, 200 naira in November 2000, 500 naira in April 2001, and 1,000 naira in October 2005. As part of economic reforms, 50 naira, 20 naira, 10 naira, and 5 naira banknotes, as well as 1 naira and 50 kobo coins, were reissued with new designs on February 28, 2007, while a new 2 naira coin was introduced.
I'll transfer 100,000.
Everybody, wait. Hip, hip, hip. Hip, hip, hip.
People I know, you don't make me to follow your lane. I like how you do, I want to make you follow me play. The bumper, shining, in the light, shining, don't be a light, flashy, you make me go want to go naughty.